A fresh Ferrari Halo car is a special thing. It's the vehicle that serves as the brand's defining through line at a given moment in time. The Italian automaker doesn't simply build a new one every year. These are things that take time to develop and bring to the world. Thus, we arrive at just the sixth such vehicle in the automaker's history. This is the 2026 Ferrari F80, and it's truly a technical masterpiece of a machine. The legacy of Ferrari Halo cars starts with the truly awesome 288 GTO. After that, the world became a different place with the arrival of the F40. Honestly, for true lovers of all things automotive, there's a time before the F40 and the time after. After that, we got F50, then Enzo, and more recently we got the LaFerrari. The F80 joins this part of the Ferrari family in quite dramatic fashion. The nose borrows the black band found on the recent 12 Cilindre model, which I actually love the looks of. Here though, it's far more bold. Then flowing back, you have all manner of vents and aero sections. Ferrari paints the upper bit of bodywork, but the lower portion of the bodywork is simply clear coat covered carbon fiber. Moving rearward, you arrive at the active rear spoiler and louvered engine compartment. That engine cover recalls the rear end of the F40, which is a particularly great thing to recall. Ferrari constructs the body of the F80 from pre-preg carbon fiber in the same manner as its F1 race cars. Under the skin, the front and rear subframes are aluminum, but the tub and roof are carbon fiber. The sections are all fastened together with titanium screws. Finally, the doors open in a butterfly style, and the hinge is capable of letting them open up to a nearly 90-degree angle. Once open, there's space inside for driver and passenger, but the seats are offset. Ferrari calls it 1+ seating, which is sort of hilarious. The focus is, of course, on the driver, with Ferrari going so far as to refer to them as the protagonist of the cabin. The driver gets an adjustable seat, but the passenger seat is essentially padding over the molded tub of the car. The reason for this offset alignment, it allows the designers and engineers to make the cabin of the car more narrow. As this car is so singularly focused on performance, a move like that makes sense, as do the F80's overall aerodynamic functions. That major aero section on the upper portion of the nose, there's two flaps inside where the air is channeled to the various coolers inside the bodywork and also up over the windshield out to that rear wing. The resulting airflow being sent over, under, and through the car creates a wild amount of downforce. In fact, Ferrari quotes 2,315 pounds at 155 miles per hour. And if you wanted to get to 155, you can do so pretty damn quickly. The Ferrari F80 is a plug-in hybrid. The heart of the whole affair is, of course, the gas engine, which here is a 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6. On its own, the gas engine produces 900 horsepower, which makes it Ferrari's greatest specific power producer of all time at 300 horsepower per liter. It also spins to a 9,200 RPM redline. The turbos each have an electric motor to spin them up instantly, meaning there's no lag. The mad whirling engine also gets titanium connecting rods, diamond-like carbon-coated steel piston pins, a rev-happy small flywheel, and more titanium for all the screws and bolts. Now let's add on the hybrid bits, which is comprised of 2 electric motors up front and a third between the engine and gearbox, which is an 8-speed dual clutch setup. The electric motors can dole out 296 horsepower on their own, which brings the total system output of the F80 to basically 1,200 horsepower. The 0 to 62 mile per hour assault on your senses takes less than 2.2 seconds. You can get to 124 miles per hour from a standstill in under 5.8 seconds. The top speed is electronically limited to 217 miles per hour. It can also be comfortable. In theory, yes, because it's fitted with an active suspension system designed by Multimatic. So it should be a relatively nice ride when you want it to be and supremely stiff when you need it to be. In fact, Ferrari goes so far as to equip the F80 with adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, and all sorts of other ADAS functions you'd expect to find in most regular new road cars. Could you imagine putting your F80 into cruise control though? I think I'd want to stay in control of this thing as often as possible. I don't really have to worry about that though, since I'll never be able to afford one, and I assume every single one is already assigned to an owner. Less than 800 will be built, or at least that's the initial claim, and the F80 starts at a rather hefty $3.1 million. That's a lot of money, but those are some pretty amazing numbers being tossed around here.